Jessica and I have been married since March 20th, 2021. I had 2 kids and she had 1, and we blended a family. So I grew up going to the church with my mom. My dad was an Easter type of guy, Easter, Christmas, and about middle school, high school, I kind of stopped going. I felt like as a teenager, I wanted to get sleep more than go to church.
As a child, I went to church. I grew up in the church. I went from as long as I can remember till about 12 years old. And my parents decided to put me into travel sports, and that took up a bunch of my time.
My marriage fell apart, and I feel like part of that was just not having Jesus in my life. There was some tension in the relationship, and I had a divorce, or went through a divorce, and just kind of went south from there, I guess, in terms of just making some bad decisions. My kids were absent in my life for a little while. I had lost them. Felt like I lost everything, and didn't know where to go.
Well, he drank a lot more than what I wanted, and when he drank, he would get angry, not only at me, but at his children, at his wife. So I just would pray that God would intervene, because it upset me a lot.
I got married when I was about 23. Started going to church, I was believing but not following. I was in a very volatile marriage, and so I think I was really angry with God, and it made me sway away again.
Yeah, so there's a period in my time in my life that I was holding in a lot of anger. It kind of led me to drinking, just to try to get rid of some of that pent up, whatever it was, and frustration with life and people and decisions, and it led me down a bad path. So it had an effect on kids and family, and I found, I think, with Jesus that's helped, cushion some of that. Instead of turning to alcohol, turning to Jesus in prayer.
I think back then I was just praying that he would find God, that he would find that path, because his father did not. And so I was just hoping that he would, accept Jesus Christ as his Savior and follow him versus doing some of the things that he was doing.
I just feel like my life was kind of like a yo-yo, where it was like in a church, out of a church, in a church, out of a church. And so I've always believed in God, but just in the last couple of years, I know what following looks like, and it's a game changer. It's been amazing. Back in March of 2020, I had a pretty big breakthrough with Jesus, and I did start reading the Bible more and praying more around that time. And I just remember one day hitting the ground on my knees saying, I surrender. I'm done. I can't do this life without you, and I choose not to do this life without you.
One big factor is my wife, Jessica, who I met online. I had been going to church for a couple of years before I met her, and just seeing the light shine from her was just mind-blowing, really. So it was, I think that's where it really started to go uphill.
Everything's just been so positive in the last 18 months. We have had our struggles with blending a family and all of that, but I just feel like Jesus has shown us the way to be able to have a happy life, although we have our struggles.
So CCOF has impacted my life and our lives together in the community that it builds, the opportunities it gives to serve Jesus. With Love 928, we took Rooted together we serve, our giving, all these different aspects have just really helped us build a relationship with Christ and with other Christ followers. The opportunities are endless with what we can do, and it's just great to have a family around that we can see smiling faces and see around town and run into at practices and just enjoy life together. Jessica had mentioned wanting to get baptized as a family together, and on January 30th, we did that. We were able to do that as one big family, us two and the kids, and it was just really special to have that moment together.
So some of the things that are different in our life now than prior marriages really is Jesus. He's been the core of our marriage, and it started with Jesus, and it continues with Jesus, and it will end with Jesus.